Wilkinson Chevy Cadillac Buick GMC welcomes you to the NFHS Network Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media.
Welcome Fuquay Varina, home of this week's NFHS Game of the Week. I'm Chris Delambert, and for the moment, I'm flying solo. This is a big matchup. You got 3A Yellow Jackets coming in from Sanford, Lee County. They've been a perennial powerhouse at the 3A level. Coming up here to Fuquay Varina with a team that comes in as the 17th ranked 4A team in the state, 3-0. And this is going to be a great matchup. Two schools that are only about half an hour apart. And in my 10 years of doing this, I don't believe that I've known Fuquay and Lee County to play against one another. So this should be fun. If I understand this correctly, this is only the second game being played in this stadium, brand new facility, and this is sharp. I don't have anybody to bounce that off of, so Tim, feel free to respond. Brand new facility, great looking place. Traffic's still coming in. Should be a great crowd on hand tonight. Part of that is the 3-0 start that Fuquay Varina is off to. The other part is that Lee County, being a state power, is in town for this ball game. I'm really excited. Two teams do completely different things. Lee County is going to throw the ball a lot and sort of spice in the run. They feature B.J. Brown, the super sophomore at tailback, leads the team coming in with 194 yards on the ground. They will run a little bit of a committee, but they'll try to get the ball into the air. One of the weapons they feature is senior wideout Tyreek McKendall, all-state. McKendall's been doing this for what seems like 10 years here at Lee County, but this is his swan song. He will be featured in the offense. Fuquay Varina is going to have to take him away. More weapons in the pass offense. Offense led by senior quarterback Will Patterson. Yellow Jackets are going to go as far this season as he can take them, and that stands true tonight. This is a team, being a 4A school, Lee County can't lean on these guys. They don't have any real size advantage, but the concern for Fuquay's got to be that they're very one-dimensional on offense. This is a team that likes to run the ball, play tough defense. It's worked so far and gotten them to 3-0, but against a high-powered Lee County offense, you might see them try to pull some rabbits out of the hat on offense. We're excited. Jerry Chalmers will be on the call with me here at some point tonight, and we're fired up. This is the NFHS Game of the Week. This is the Zaxby's pregame show. I'm Chris Delambert, and I'll see you on the other side of the break with Kickoff. Is that the room? Is that echo? Okay.
Yeah. All you do is win.
When can you take that echo out? Do you hear that tinny echo? It's the building. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit out there. I think if maybe you take a little bit of the mids out, maybe it'll do it. So maybe the high one.
Put a whole lot of bass in it, see if I can sound exactly like the Angel of Death. That, you know what?
Run another commercial.
Visit us online at BlasphemySonSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford. WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, about ready for kickoff here. Lee County and the Road Whites will be kicking to Fuquay in that very distinct orange uniform of theirs. Kind of dig the orange and gunmetal gray. The Bengals of Fuquay. A lot of crossover in the crowd tonight as far as gear goes. I see some Cincinnati Bengal gear out here. You don't see a lot of that in North Carolina.
Come to me.
All right, Ignacio Hernandez has the kickoff duties for Lee County. High spinner. fielded at about the 15-yard line. And we'll see what Fuquay can do with the return. He's out across, got space, and going to be corralled near the sideline. Nice return on the play. Just short of 20 yards on the play. All right, Fuquay gets their first crack on offense. Lee County on defense, led by their linebacking core. T.J. Johnson, number 34, is the senior that leads that defense at the middle linebacker spot, one of the premier middle linebackers in the state. And if you're new to these telecasts, check for number 22, JoJo Jennings, an All-American junior at linebacker. And off the right side, not a whole lot there for Fuquay on first down. They'll give him about 3, 2nd and 7 coming up. All right, Fuquay Varina doing something we don't see from a lot of teams anymore, sort of taxiing the quarterback in there, led by junior quarterback Luke Toscano. Junior only goes 5'8", 145 at the quarterback position and is far and away the smallest guy on the field right now. He surveys the defense. Man in motion, takes a snap, fakes up the middle, now around the left side on the option. He keeps it and is going to have 12 and a Fuquay first down. Good feet by the junior quarterback. And he's going to run all the way over to the sideline and get the play from the head coach. Tell you what, that's a long run back and forth into that huddle. And if they're going to do this all night, Toscano, his cardio is going to be tested. All right, 1st and 10 near midfield. Takes a snap. Toscano going to keep it again, going nowhere this time. Stacked up, probably loses a yard. Left side of that defensive front for the Jackets, holding up well. This is a defensive core with a lot of star power, especially, like I said, at the linebacking core. But 25, Noah Johns, plays that weak side linebacker position and is key to that run game because it's up to him to diagnose and turn that thing back up the field. And I had a great week last week trying to do it again. He'll be challenged all night. Toscano rolling to his right and trying to get strung out and gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up. And these are the type of situations Fuquay Varina is going to want to stay out of. A little more than 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Beautiful night here in Fuquay Varina. Toscano got a hustle. Only 10 left on the play clock as they break the huddle. They'll get set under 5 on the play clock. This is going to be tight. He gets it off, drops, looking to throw, going down the field, has man coverage, and good job by the defender. Kenyon Palmer out there in coverage. You'll see him on the other side of the ball here in just a moment as Fuquay Varina is forced to punt in their first possession. But a good job getting out of their own territory, getting the ball toward close to midfield, and a chance to flip the field. Matt Jones, senior punter. Eli Garrison back deep to return for the Jackets. Good exchange, good pressure from Lee County. And Garrison's going to watch it bounce and get out of the way. Ball's going to roll dead at about the 12-yard line, and Lee County will have it 1st and 10 on their first series. Nice punt. And that's about 39 yards on the pump. It is a good high hanger. No chance for Garrison to return it. Garrison, of course, not back there as a real big play threat. I know he'd hate to hear me say that. But sure hands and wise decision-making have earned him that job. All right, Lee County's going to begin the game with B.J. Brown Jr. at the tailback position. There will be as many as 6 or 7 guys that get carries tonight. Brown has the first down carry. Nice stop by Fuquay after a gain of a couple. Brown last year put up over 100 yards on 8 carries in the opening game against South Granville and looked like he might set the world on fire, but he suffered a wrist injury that week and never made it back onto the field. He's in there and is the feature and has a lot of football left to play for these Jackets. He's picking his way, gets about half what he needs, and it'll bring up the first third down for Lee County at the 20-yard line. Tough spot. They're going to mark him all the way back at the 18. So that'll leave about third and, well, the chains and the down marker don't necessarily jive. About 6, I think. No. All right, Patterson moving people around. Talking to Brown. Gets him back over there on the right. 3 wide receivers in the route. Hands to Brown. Interesting call on third and medium. And he's not going to get it. He's going to come up about a yard short. And Lee County probably going to punt here on their first series. No movement from the sideline yet, but you've got 4th and 1. And I'm interested to see the punt team not coming out there. They're going to go for it. Oh, wait a minute. They've called that a first down. I'm very confused by what's going on with the down marker on the far side of the field. So it is a first down. Lee County did pick it up. I'm baffled. Jerry Chalmers is in the building, ladies and gentlemen, and he can be just as baffled as I am here in a minute.
Sir.
Will Patterson dropping on first down, gets it out, and he has Brown. Brown, a great open field tackle there by the defender, number 15, Brady Nathanson. And I tell you, Jerry, if Brown gets loose from a position like that, it could be trouble. But Nathanson able to bring him down, wrapped him up well. 2nd and 10 for the Jackets. All right, Patterson takes a snap, fakes, now looking, throws off his back foot. He's got Palmer on the screen. Palmer makes the first man miss, but won't get past the second. He picks up a couple, and it's 3rd and long for the Jackets. All right, Jerry, you missed the pregame, but what was your analysis as we flipped games during the week? Of course, people at home may or may not know we were going to be at Southern Lee covering Fairmont and Coach Lonnie Wilson's triumphant return to Sanford, but that game was canceled. So we flipped the script and came out here to a bigger game, and that'll be caught by Garrison, and they're going to mark him some curious spots this evening. Looked like he was clear of the chains by a yard. They've got him a yard behind. Now they're going to talk about it. And I don't want to make the early call again.
A little short.
They're going over, they're going to talk about it some more. Oh, there's a flag. Picking up a flag. And one of the officials is waving the chains forward.
Well, no.
And they give him the first down, and I don't understand what the chain gang is doing across.
Maybe it's what we're looking at.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway, we'll take it from the official. So that's a Jacket first down. First downs this year brought to you by Pentair Pool Supplies. All right, Patterson 1st and 10. Lee County creeping their way up the field, and there's a handoff, and the runner will be stopped in the backfield. That's Kendall Morris with the carry.
I've been waiting on a little bit more Kendall. I know he got to run the ball quite a little bit last week when we were not there, but he did have some pretty good yards. Pretty good yards. So,
well, Kendall's such a small guy in stature. He can kind of get in behind that big Lee County offensive line and get lost.
Strong runner as well.
Yeah, Brown not a huge guy, but Morris even a little bit smaller. And Morris, of course, transfer from Southern Lee, where he was the offense last year.
All of it.
I pulled some statistics. I think he accounted for about 73% of all the yards.
Almost all of it.
And is over here now at Lee County and will be for the next 2 years, just a junior, number 11, Kendall Morris. And they don't lack for running back talent here at Lee County.
They do not, because they still definitely have some big power backs as well in T.J. Johnson and and JoJo.
Yeah, we talked about TJ and JoJo at the linebacker position, but they will get some carries from the tailback spot. Oh, Patterson, good heads-up play to get back on it, but that's going to bring up 4th down as it was a bad snap, and that's something we haven't seen this year.
We also got a flag down. Maybe he just dropped it. No?
All right. Well, and that's a break for Lee County.
Yeah.
Because now they'll get to do third down over again, even though it's 3rd and 10. Otherwise, it would have been 4th and long, and we would have seen the punt team, I'm sure. All right, Morris stays in at tailback. Patterson with 3 wide receivers in the game. Patterson looking down the field. And, he had his man. Good pressure by Fuquay. Patterson not able to get it there. There's going to be a hold as Kenyon Palmer gets it wrestled away from him, but the defender was out of bounds, wasn't able to pick it off. That flag, I'm sure, is a hold.
A lot of time there. Sometimes a lot of time ends up in being a holding call there.
Well, Fuquay, good job of rushing the passer there because on the left side, Aaron Wallace, who is the fastest guy on this team, and that's saying something, ran right by the defender down the field. And Patterson couldn't get his head around as he was looking at bodies around his feet.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't get to see a lot, once games switched over right at the last minute during the week. But I did get to see Fuquay is very run-heavy, and I'm pretty sure you talked about that a lot in the pregame.
Yes, sir.
Very run-heavy, which in I would take to
All
say.
Right. So, curious there.
Yeah.
Fuquay not going to force the punt. They're going to take the penalty and march Lee County back. They're playing a field position game. I tell you what, with Wallace and McKendall in there at the wide receiver spot, Palmer in there as well.
Yes, sir.
A lot of speed. These guys are always one step away from taking it to the house. But Fuquay, and look like they're going to drop in to a prevent here. And we'll see. We'll see if it works for them. I like the fact that they were getting pressure to Patterson.
Yeah.
That receiving core is so fast, I'd be hesitant to play this umbrella look that they're in on 3rd down. But 3rd and about 25, Patterson going to shuffle it out there to Morris. Morris trying to make a big play, cuts it back inside. Nice run by Morris, still fighting, and picks up about 10 on the play, but he's still going to be well short, doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. And finally, we get to see the punt team for Lee County. Landon Johnson, senior defensive end, rolls about 6'6".
Every bit of it.
And is probably 20 pounds from a D1 frame. I'm not sure he's not going to get there before it's all said and done, but not only does he start the defensive end spot, he'll punt for the team. Gets snapped, gets it away. It's a low liner, not a great kick. He'd like that one back. Gets a decent roll out of it, but Fuquay Varina is going to get the ball back right about where they left off last time at their own 48. Toscano leads the offense back out on the field. I say that's really kind of a misstatement. He's still on the sideline taking the play from head coach Jeb Hall. But Toscano rolls it out there now. A very methodical pace for Fuquay on their first drive, and I suspect we'll see the same thing over and over and over again tonight.
Watched a lot of their offense. They're very good.
All right, Toscano hands to the fullback inside, and
nice hit.
Is that Schlesinger that came up and laid the wood in the hole? I believe it was.
Looks like it.
Mark Schlesinger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mark Schlesinger playing safety tonight. We'll see him at some linebacker, see him at some safety. You might see him play quarterback tonight.
You might see him play quarterback.
But good gain on first down for Fuquay Varina, but that looked like there might be more there until Schlesinger came up and filled. I tell you, with McKendall and Schlesinger at the safety position, that is two healthy young men back there.
Sir.
All right, the hand is off the right side, and that's going nowhere. Johns turns it back inside and gets help from his mates. Stopped for a gain of about a foot. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Swarm of jackets on that.
Swarm of jackets.
Hey, swarm of jackets. The word man. We're going to give you some words, too, this week, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Don't figure out some new words.
Nothing as cool, though, as a thing of Vikings last week.
A thing of Vikings last week. That was a new one.
All right, 3rd and 4. And with Fuquay Varina's confidence in the run game and their confidence they can pick up a couple of yards, might be 4-down territory here. Man in motion, round the left side, and he outruns it. McKendall, bad pursuit angle, and it looks from here like we're going to get 4th and short, but I have gotten every spot wrong thus far.
I'm going to go with a 1st down.
I think they're going to give it to him.
So
no, 4th down.
Oh, man.
All right, so can't be much more than a foot, if that. 4th and very short. Fuquay, no hesitation, keeps the offense out on the field. Toscano lines his guys up. It's an athletic offensive line. We can see the movement along that line already. Toscano under center with a hard count. Now he's going to back out of it and barks instructions. 7 on the play clock. Back under center. Still barking, trying to get that offensive. Now they're going to call timeout, and Coach Hall's got a decision to make. A little surprised by that, aren't you?
Yeah, a little surprised by that.
A little gimmicky for this point in the game.
I
but
definitely like the way Schlesinger is coming down and filling in these holes here.
Well, I have not been in the minority, so it's not like it was some grand vision I had, but I always thought Schlesinger would be a monster at that safety position.
Yes, sir.
And maybe that's where he's found a home now.
Like I tell you, I've known him since he was maybe 8 years old.
It would have been hard for you to speak more highly of that young man over the last couple of years.
Yeah, man. He's definitely he has something to prove, and he plays like it.
Well, and he may be QB1 coming out of camp next year.
I definitely think so. Definitely think so.
There are those in the program think that at some point this year
it's possible.
It's possible.
I mean, he has a different dynamic.
Most definitely.
He has a different dynamic.
Patterson's not going to do a lot of damage with his legs. Schlesinger can crush you from that
yes, sir.
quarterback position running the ball.
Yes, sir.
All right, 4th and half a yard. And it looks like they will go for it. Even coming out of timeout, very methodical. Play clock inside 15. They haven't lined up yet. It'll be under 10 when they do. And, well, now they're going to reset it. So they give him a fresh 25. Toscano under center. Oh, and there, oh, my gosh. You come out of a timeout, you can't do that. And both of the guys on the right side, a little incredulous. They had one understanding of what the call was, and everybody else had something different.
And that definitely changes things.
And that changes things dramatically, because against this defense, getting a foot is one thing.
Yes,
getting
sir.
5 yards plus a foot, a whole nother animal. So the punt team back out onto the field. A good punt last time from Matt Jones.
Looks like they're going after this one as well.
Well, they went after the last one, and it was a perfect exchange. If they can get that kind of pressure off of the edge, and that's a high snap, and that's blocked, and is going to be recovered by Fuquay at midfield. Lee County football, and that's your first splash play of the game. And just like I said, if you have any issue with that
Yes,
exchange, Lee County's going to get to it. That was a high snap, and Jones never had a chance.
Special teams.
Was that McKendall that got that one?
That was McKendall.
All right. So he's played every down on defense so far, played every down on offense, and starring in special teams. McKendall. Got to think you see McKendall get the ball at some point early in this drive. All right, the hand is to Brown. No, Patterson's going to keep it on the read option, and that goes nowhere. 2nd and 12. Jerry?
A little unexpected for me. Usually I'm not used to Will, keeping it on the read option, but hey, maybe he's seen something.
All right, 2nd and 12. Coming down toward the end of the first quarter. Patterson drops, gets it out quick. Got Garrison. Garrison gets about half of what he needs, and will bring up 3rd and 6 just across midfield. Garrison, an unsung hero of this team.
He very much is, man.
Every year there seems to be one of those guys that's
sir.
a little undersized, a heady football player that contributes all over the field. Garrison, we saw him come into that role last year, and is the third option in the pass offense. Really sure hands, good route runner, and we'll play some special teams and defense as well.
Now we're going to see
right,
T.J.
Patterson,
Johnson
3rd down. This is screen to Palmer. And Palmer's going to be just short. This is 4-down territory.
Definitely.
No chance the punt team's coming out. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. A quick one with Fuquay being exclusively run, save for one incomplete pass. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the second quarter on the other side.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All right, scoreless after one. Lee County trying to move the ball here. They'll have 4th and short.
I think this was a very good game to follow up, with going up the road last week and having I wouldn't say easy game.
No, I wouldn't either.
But for a game like that to follow up with a team like Fuquay,
yes,
it'll really test them,
It absolutely will. And of course, Lee County with their first regular season loss in 5 years.
Yeah.
In week 2, in an unexpected game where the Overhills had to cancel and they were replaced with a 4A school from Charlotte, got the better of them.
Yeah.
And, nice for Lee County to kind of have a chance to get back into a groove. And they did what they needed to do against South Granville last week. All right, 4th and a yard. Patterson from the gun, 2 men in the backfield. Johnson's going to get it. Johnson's going to get that first down if he quits dancing in the hole. Needed 1, got about 5, and that'll be a Jacket first down.
You send JoJo out there to block, followed up with TJ, man.
Tough to stop that in short yardage.
Tough to stop that.
Johnson, when he watches the tape, will realize he got just short of the sticks and danced. He won't want to do that. And a young man that puts in a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of tape, a lot of weights, doesn't make the same mistake twice.
Definitely one of my favorites.
And Johnson's going to keep his spot in that backfield. This will be Jennings, though. Jennings picking his way. And Jennings running through tacklers.
To bring
that
down,
is
buddy.
A grown man with the ball in his hands. 27 yards and another Jacket first down.
A 6'1", 230-pound junior, man.
Now, this Fuquay team has some beef up front.
Oh, yeah.
However, when you look behind the lines on both sides of the field, they're not very big. And a guy like Jennings getting into the secondary,
it's dangerous, man.
Buddy, you might see some business decisions before the end of the night.
Yes, sir.
All right, that big backfield stays in there, Jennings and Johnson. And Johnson's going to get it this time around the right side behind Jennings. And they're going to get a couple of flags out there. Got to think that's going to go against the Jackets. Jennings got out there a little quick on the block and had to wait for Johnson to catch up. And that'll back him up and get him off schedule. 2nd and a bunch coming up here by the time they walk this off. Spot foul. They're going to walk it off from 30, so we're going to wind up with 2nd and 22. It's painful. I don't like the way the holding calls enforced in high school football, Jerry.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but, hey, what can you do about it?
All right. 1st and 22. Brown back into the game, and we haven't seen a screen yet to McKendall. Not going to get it here either. He runs the out and catches it in traffic. Man,
nice
that's good concentration. 14 yards on the pickup for McKendall, and they're back on schedule. I tell you, that's a dangerous pass. And Patterson able to get it in there, and McKendall able to keep his eyes on it when defender flashed in front of him.
I'm amazed a little bit, of the times we have watched. They have not thrown the ball downfield a whole lot. A lot of in routes. A lot of screen passes. They really hadn't threw a lot downfield.
All right, the hand is to nope, fakes the hand, has it, gets
nice.
That's
nice.
McKendall again.
Nice.
McKendall carrying tackers close to the goal line, going to be taken down at the 2.
What a jab step.
And McKendall so sudden once he gets his hand on the ball, and there's a flag again.
Uh-oh.
The officials being featured. They got an ineligible man downfield. Oof, that one stings. That one stings. Great play design, great execution, but somebody got down the field just a hair quick. And that's one of the things that concerns me about this offensive line and I know this sounds counterintuitive, but there's so much depth on that line.
Yeah.
Most high school football teams in prime time, you're going to get 5 linemen playing. Lee County rotates 8 linemen through there. They play multiple positions, and sometimes on a specific play where the timing has to be perfect, you may not have gotten quite enough reps. All right, Patterson drops and going to get it out late. This is Aaron Wallace. Wallace puts it down. That's got to be incomplete. And they're going to call that a catch and a fumble? Wow. All right, so Wallace turns it over. Not 100% certain. I love that.
I think the ground
and they're going to talk about this again. It could be one of two things. Nope, they're going to get the first ball. Fuquay's got it going the other way. Wallace is the deep play threat who can just run by folks. Not a particularly quick athlete, so an interesting use of him on that little bubble. And Wallace takes a hit, coughs it up. And Fuquay Varina, the Bengals, going the other way, have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32. I tell you what, we're close to the same age.
Yeah,
not as close as I'd like to think. You're a little bit younger than I am.
Yeah.
But this alignment with that deep crouch by the quarterback reminds me of how Air Force used to run the triple option.
Man, listen.
You remember how you get down the quarterback, you almost couldn't see him.
Yes, sir. We just a little while back we played a team, the Maryland Seahawks. And man, I've never seen an offense like that. They ran it to perfection. 14-year-old AAU team. Number 1 team in the country at one point.
Wow.
They ran it to perfection.
2nd and 5. Scano, hands. This is around the right side. Cut back up inside. Gets positive yardage. You'll have 3rd and short for the Bengals.
I'll tell you what, Fuquay is a breath of fresh air for the old school football heads.
All the old hats love the option.
They love it. They love it. Power eye, hard running. You know, a lot of times you get a lot of complaints from them now about spread offense all the time.
Well, the other thing that you get complaints from is you get complaints from players.
Yeah.
These guys come up and they see the highlight reels and they want to throw the ball down the field. And getting kids to buy into a system like this is tough. But if you can, it becomes virtually impossible to prepare for.
Yes, sir.
And when you can execute it, it's just tough. All right, and that's going to be a 1st down for Fuquay as they get it out past the 45 to the 46. Fuquay 1st down, brought to you by Pentair.
I'll tell you, Phillips is definitely he's making a name for himself this year on that D line.
100%.
He's definitely making a name for himself.
All right, 1st and 10. Very methodical pace once again for Fuquay. Man in motion. The hand on the reverse. That's strung out well. Nice. Turns it back up inside.
Nice.
And
JoJo.
Cleaned up well by Jennings. And there's a man down for the Jackets.
Just spoke of Phillips.
And I tell you, Phillips, one of the young up-and-coming members of this defense, looks to be in a bit of distress. We'll take a quick break while the Lee County staff tends to him.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Lamco Homes. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes. Our standards, are others' options. WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Hi, William Turner, General Manager, Crossroads Ford Sanford. We're moving metal in March. I know you're thinking madness, but these deals are insane. Like thousands of vehicles in our network. While everyone else is pulling back with the discounts, we're not. Best price, best service, best experience, period. Come see me, the deal maker. Come and get that big town deal with that small town feel right here at Crossroads Ford in Sanford.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fuquay, and we are First Bank.
All right, an extended break there as Jeremiah Phillips was helped off the field. The good news is he ultimately did make it off under his own power. But, Jerry, you know there's some concerned parents and friends tuning in.
It's hard as a parent to not run out of there, you know.
All right. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals, and a little – Uh-oh.
That's trouble.
That's trouble, and they won't get him. Fuquay with the sucker punch, 54 yards on the carry, and that is a Bengal touchdown. That misdirection, we hadn't seen anything quite like that yet. And Fuquay, given that extended time to cook it up, went into the lab, came out with it, and Brinson Green takes it to the house.
Big run there.
Really was.
I watched a lot of that against Holly Springs. They ran that a few times and got big yardage off of it each time when they played Holly Springs a couple weeks ago.
All right, so Fuquay cracks the seal on this one, and this will be a big extra point. This is a game where every point may matter, and we saw one block on the punt earlier. Fuquay going to have to block this up, and there's a penalty as they run a man on late. And you got a false start as they were moving around to accommodate the player running late onto the field. Guy Taylor was the guy coming on late. Don't know if it was his miscue or someone else's that he was covering for, but they'll back him up 5 yards. Lee County will be bringing the house after this. A little surprised they don't have 11 men on the line. And they get to it, and it's blocked, and that could be a big play in the game. Feel like I kind of called that. Landon Johnson comes through clean, and at 6'6" with that wingspan, you got to get it up in the air. That wasn't even close, and that could be something to keep your eye on the rest of the ball game. Because there were a couple of jackets that could have gotten to that one.
Some of them stopped.
Yeah. Of course, Johnson, you got to make the play once you get there. How many times do we see a guy come clean and whiff?
Yeah.
But 2 blocks in the special team department now for Lee County, and they got to get this offense on track. Even when they have moved the ball, it's looked disjointed and not 100% clear on what they're trying to establish. We've seen different personnel groups. We've seen different schemes in the passing game. And Coach Steve Bordeaux, of course, doing double duty, calling the offense and the defense. Going to have to make some adjustments and get some continuity. I think I see enough athletically with Lee County to think they can move the ball. They just have to commit and execute.
It looked like even on the last drive where the fumble happened, I mean, they got the ball down to the 2. It's just the fact of penalties.
Yep.
Penalties kill you, especially when you're trying to establish your offense and you get a good run, get a good pass in, and then you bring it all the way back for a penalty.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you inflict enough wounds on yourself, it'll catch up with you. McKendall going to get it and take it. I tell you what, you don't want that guy to have it. McKendall brought down by the last man, but not before he's back to the 45. And that kickoff was done with the sole intent of keeping it away from McKendall. And I tell you got seasoned veterans on that return team. Let's let this thing bounce, get back there to Tyreek and let him do his thing. And he sets Lee County up with great field position. Let's see what they can do with it. Trailing 6-0, 7.5 to go in the half. Patterson from the gun, low snap, hands to Brown. Brown picking his way and gets about 5.
Nice little run.
We haven't got a chance to see the electricity that Brown brings to the game. He's really a complete back, Jerry.
He's definitely in there. And being a sophomore, he has more time to grow. And he's gonna be a special young man.
He does have time to grow, but I'll tell you right now, they've got big backs, they've got quick backs. He is the most complete of those because he can run through a tackle, but he can also gash you if he gets a little bit of space. Right at the sticks, McKendall's got it, and with a favorable spot, we'll have another Jacket first down.
He's even getting better with catching the ball out of the backfield as well.
Well, they haven't signaled move him yet, and there we go. Going to wave him forward. I said I wasn't going to do any more early calls and almost got burnt.
I came right in and mussed over 1-2, so I don't feel bad.
All right, Patterson taking his cue from the sideline. Whole offense over there looking to, well, who knows who they're looking at. They got several people sending in signals. Some of them are dummies. McKendall going to check out, and I think that's the first time he's come off the field tonight. Brown in the backfield. 4 wide receivers in the pattern. Brown's going to keep it. Brown up the middle into the secondary.
Nice.
And lays the wood onto a would-be tackler and has it across the 35 to the 32-yard line and the Jacket first down. And that's what you want to see from Mr. Brown.
Definitely.
Compare and contrast him to the 2 previous feature backs here at Lee County. Jameer Smith, who, of course, started at Notre Dame and now is at App State. And then you have
A.J. Bulwer.
How did I forget my favorite Jacket of all time?
So me, if I would have to compare the two, he's more, I would say, you can compare him more to Jameer.
I agree.
More so than A.J. A.J. was a different runner. It took him 2 steps to be in almost full stride, and he will hit the hole wide open.
Well, I tell you, the miscommunication, and you're not going to want to hear this, but your nephew didn't run that route over here on the left side.
I missed
Patterson was looking at Palmer. Palmer kind of lollipopped his route out there on the left, and Patterson was locked in and had no place else to go.
These are costly
Gets rid of it, and it's knocked down. And that's not the first time we've seen Lee County giving up on routes early in the season, and it's got to do better.
Costly mistakes there.
All right, 3rd and 12. Patterson drops, looking down the field, and looking, rolling, throws it up, and a contested catch made down near the goal line, inside the 5-yard line at the 2. And
nice
that is
catch. That is not
that's Jalen Pearson.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I don't mean to sound as surprised as I just did, but Pearson with a huge play. And I'm going to tell you what happened that time, Jerry. Everybody ran their route. Nobody got their head around.
Yeah, nobody got their head around. I watched. Now, I seen it that time.
And Patterson looking down the field, just looking at the back of a bunch of football helmets.
And there's that big backfield.
All right, here we go. Johnson wrapped up, runs through. Or is that that's
Jennings?
Jennings.
Stop Jennings.
That's Jennings.
You cannot stop Jennings.
Oh.
He is a bull.
They're going to stop him just short of the goal line.
He was stopped in the backfield, kept his feet moving, bounced a couple tacklers off.
And if I miss the call on a couple of these numbers, I'm trying to look around the corner through glass, and this isn't easy. All right, Johnson and Jennings. Jennings again gets the carry, pushes the pile some more. Touchdown, Jackets. They tie it up 6-0, or 6 apiece. 4:36 to go in the second quarter. Some folks here in the building didn't like the call. Thought he might have been stopped short of the goal line. I think the officials got it right. And Hernandez on for the extra point. We saw the struggles in the Fuquay kicking game.
Yeah.
That has not been an issue for years with Lee County as they've cycled through a couple of excellent kickers and put a lot of time in teams. And it pays off in moments like this as they stretch out to a 7-6 lead.
And I had the chance to watch Mr. Underwood, leading scorer, Yellow Jacket history.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What did he end up? 4th in state history, I believe. 3. No, number 3.
Number 3 in the state.
Which is fitting. Trey Underwood. Good young man, too.
Yes, sir. And would hit you, too. Definitely would lay the wood.
He was a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun. All right, 7-6 Jackets, and they needed to come back and hit back after Fuquay scored on the big play, the 54-yard run. So Fuquay now has been popped in the mouth. We'll see how they respond. So you have as deep a knowledge of Lee County football as anybody in the city.
Mm-hmm.
We went from Underwood.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've gotten 2 years of Hernandez, who's a senior this year. Who's in the pipeline to take over the kicking duties next year?
You got me with that one.
Oh, do I?
You froze me. You
Work
froze
on
me
that
with
one.
that
Work
one.
on that one.
I'm going to have to find out for you.
All right. Hernandez to
I will
kick.
definitely find out who's coming up next. Yeah.
A lot of speedy guys in the return game here for Fuquay. And it's a high spinner. Going to go out of bounds. Yep. That wasn't quite what they wanted out of that. Goes out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. But you figure if you kick it out of bounds, you're not giving up a touchdown in the return game. Officials will march it out to the 35, and Fuquay will take over 1st and 10, looking for some more of that big play magic they found last time out. All right, 4.5 to go. Very methodical pace for this offense. You would think there's plenty of time on the clock, but that could change very quickly given how slow they run the offense. But it could also work to their advantage because in a perfect world, Fuquay walks this thing down the field, scores with very little time, and then gets the ball to start the second half. Lee County, on the other hand, trying to get it back, force a 3 and out. Around the left side, trying again. That's where they got them last time. They won't get them this time. Brinson Green, last time he touched the ball, went 54 yards. Doesn't get any of that this time. He's going to lose a couple. That's going to hurt his average for the game.
Yeah, I tell you what. These safeties, Tyreek and Mark, are really come down laying some hits, man. I'm liking what I see in that area.
All right. Really tight set now for Fuquay. Toscano with a man in motion, takes a snap. Hands, nope, going to keep it. And Palmer, look at Palmer coming up. Kenyon Palmer says, I can play some defense.
Nice trip up right there. That's a nice trip up.
All right, he stops him. Uh-oh, and there's another jacket down.
That was the Ross Johnson. He's coming off helmet off. He's all right.
Bounces up and is going to get out of there with no problem.
Now, Ross is he doesn't get talked about much. He doesn't get talked about much, but I tell you what, he's a soldier, man. He will get in the mix with anybody, any size. He's smaller, but he's faster.
Well, Aiden Roney checks into the ballgame to replace him. He does double duty on the offense and the defensive line. He was this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week for Lee County, and I don't know if you saw the show, but I think at some point he's going to host the show. All right, 3rd and 5. Toscano, hands up the middle. That's nothing. Dragon, but is going to do well to get a yard. 4th and 4. Fuquay, who's played this game pretty tight to the vest, you got to think it's going to punt, but there's no movement yet. Of course, getting the last 2 kicks blocked might change your thinking. Yeah. But 4th and 4, if you cough it up here, that could change the ball game. We saw them set up once and try to coax an offsides out of the defense, and it backfired. And Toscano going to lead them up. Clock ticking down toward 2.5 minutes, 2:40 to go. And Lee County lined up, and they're going to run it up the middle. 4th and 4. Nope, sir. Ooh, second effort.
Hey, we never
this
know.
is all about the spot.
We
and
never
then coming
know
in from the
one.
far side, this is a right-left foot situation. We'll see.
You never know. And this one looks a little short.
Ooh, with no measurement, they call it and give him the first down. Coach Perdue is beside himself on the other side of the field. Wow, he's asking for a measurement, and I'm looking right at the marker.
I would have to go for it. I would have to go for the measurement.
Well, they don't get it. The officials wave them on. 2:15 to go in the half. There's been some funny things happen with the spots tonight. Toscano, hands up the middle. Very conservative game. Oh. Wow, look at that.
He is
fighting his way.
Legs. Yeah, man.
And as the umpire gets close to the first down, and that was the guy they told us about coming into this game, Jackson Barker. He's getting the tough duty up the middle.
He had some nice runs against Middle Creek and Holly Springs. Like, they were definitely something to see.
All right, minute and a half to go in the first half. Fuquay down 7-6. It's Barker again on the carry, and he'll have a Fuquay first down.
T.J. Johnson on the tackle.
And I tell you what, they get this clock turned around pretty fast, too. Play clock and the game clock already running. Minute 20 to go in the first half.
I like this Fuquay team. And I'll tell you what else I like. I like the colors.
Love them. Well, I talked about it in the pregame. That orange and sort of that old Tampa Bay Buccaneers orange and the gunmetal gray. That's a nice look. All right. Lee County's going to get a timeout, maybe regroup on defense. 1:11 to go in the half. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go down.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
All right, welcome back. Got ourselves a close game here at Fuquay Varina tonight. Fuquay trailing 7-6. Lee County trying to keep that lead intact as we go into the half. 1:11 left on the clock. We've already seen struggles in the kick game, so Fuquay has to be thinking touchdown here, but they got a lot of work to do, and save for the one big run, 54 yards by Brinson Green.
Lee County definitely got to be aware of a pass right now as well.
100%. All right, Toscano under center. Takes a snap and looks to throw his second pass of the game. Landon Johnson gets there, whiffs on the sack. Now Johns is in pursuit, and they chase him out of bounds, 103. I don't know if Landon Johnson didn't want to pick up a penalty there, but he came in and arms high and then just sort of whiffed. And Toscano, who is a tiny young man, 5'8", 145, slipped out from under him.
I tell you what, the receiver out there who's number 18, Leo Utz, is that him?
Yes,
receiver? Sir. He actually ran a nice double move route there, and he was open.
You're looking at the roster. Open. You're looking at the roster, and virtually everybody that plays on the offense is listed as a running back. So
I was looking at that.
All right, Toscano still only one pass tonight. He's 0 for 1. All right, he's going to fake it. He's headed left. It's strung out well. They're stringing that out toward the edge, and I tell you, that kind of look is not going to work against this very, very fast Lee County defense, and it'll stop the clock with 53 seconds to go. 3rd and long coming up. We'll call it 3rd and 9 for the Bengals. So we were informed just a moment ago, this is actually Tennessee orange.
Yeah, Tennessee orange.
And these uniforms may have actually been modeled a little bit after the Tennessee. They have an all-gray uniform that I'd like to see tonight.
I definitely like.
But that helmet itself,
the helmet is serious.
Woo.
The helmet is serious. I like it.
All right, 3rd and long.
It's what the young boy, they call it drip now. They have drip.
For sure. All right, Toscano from the gun. Little movement by Lee County, but they stay short of the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout from Fuquay Varina. Coach Hall wants a chance to talk about this. We'll take a quick break and see what he works up.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, welcome back to Fuquay Varina. Another timeout. This game's speeding by quickly, but it doesn't seem like it because the pace of this Fuquay offense so slow, and they've taken a couple well-placed timeouts. But coming in, you got a 4A school that's done pretty well, comes in at 3-0. You want to keep this thing close, and hard to believe they would be in a much better position than this, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, they're like I said before when I first came on, they are a good team. I mean, nice wins against Holly Springs and Middle Creek.
Well, in 17 among 4A teams in the East, this would be a big win for either of these programs. Toscano brings a man in motion, 3rd and 9. Fakes, that's the same cross action they had. It's not going to fool Lee County again. You got it. You worked once, but you're not going to get it here. Clock inside 45 seconds, and we're going to get a timeout from Lee County to preserve some clock as they presumably force the punt. But I'm going to tell you, Jerry, I'm not sure I send the punting team out there.
I don't think I would. Not with the
last attempt, and they're going to talk about it. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Matt Jones, the punter, has his helmet on. But it's an interesting call. I mean, if you give up a block punt, you might give it away right here. Worst thing that happens if you go for it on 4th down, you leave Lee County about 40 seconds to go 60 yards.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
I would definitely risk that before punting the ball.
That's enough for me, Coach.
Yeah, that's another. Definitely need my offense on the field.
And they've decided to punt this thing away and. Watch for the fake. That's all I'm going to say. Watch for the fake.
Yeah, definitely. You beat me to
This is prime territory, and given how easily the last one was blocked, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And they've got their tailback in there. Jackson Barker is the up man. I'm looking for a direct snap to Barker, and that's what it is. And Lee County was looking for it too, and he's fighting. I tell you, good tough running. It's running clock too as they get it all the way down to about 35 seconds. That was a little too predictable.
Oh, yeah.
Especially coming out of a timeout.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to run that, have it planned and go.
They were definitely waiting on it.
You did pay attention. I told you exactly what was going to happen there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You was on it. The guru.
All right, here we go. So Lee County going to run it. They're going to try and get the ball down the field, I'm certain. 4 wideouts in the game. Wallace and McKendall to the right. Garrison and Palmer to the left. 1 deep safety. Now they're going to walk another safety back. So 2 deep coverage and a double move by Palmer. Palmer turns, gets it, reels it in at the 32.
Way to get out of bounds.
He is such a silky smooth athlete.
Oh, yeah.
He never looks like he's running hard, but he's moving fast, and Palmer flips the field that quickly. Nice throw by Patterson.
Got a face mask full of grass there.
Man, tearing up this brand new grass, buddy. Look out! I tell you what, Palmer with the double move. It was a nice little hesitation and got the bite he needed. Just enough separation, and they're going to have to check him out after that equipment issue. And into the game comes Logan Walker to replace him. They'll stay 4 wide. Little surprised they keep BJ in the game at tailback here. Might be a great spot to add a pass blocker, but Brown is the guy and picks up his assignment. Patterson going to go down. They got it, and they're going to get a hold on top of that. So you're going to get a spot foul from about 8 yards deep in the backfield. Ugh, that was rough. And I tell you, the smallest guy amongst the people blocking was B.J. Brown, and his guy went nowhere. So you go from 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now you're going to have it'll be 1st down over again. And this will be about 1st and 28 back behind midfield. They spot the ball back at the 46.
22 seconds left. What'd you go with, Chris?
Man, I'm going to throw it as far as Patterson can throw it a couple of times.
Definitely.
You got 21 seconds. Clock is running. Patterson drops. And going to throw the screen. He's got Wallace. If Wallace can get moving, there he goes.
That's a problem.
I told you he's the fastest guy on this team. They got to catch him. They're not going to hear a Wallace touchdown.
Huge play by Lee County.
I questioned using Wallace in the screen game earlier. I take it back. Coach Bordeaux.
Got to take it back.
You are the man.
Got to take it back. Hey,
54 yards to match what Fuquay did. Aaron Wallace doing it all.
That screen pass is always one block away.
Wow. And you know you've got completely different types of targets in that screen game.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. And Garrison trying to get into the end zone and get that 2-point conversion doesn't. And as we said with Fuquay's failed conversion earlier, that could loom large, but Lee County jumps out and gets the improbable touchdown to go up 13-6, 6 seconds left as they kick it off. Two entirely different types of targets in the screen game. You've got Wallace and Palmer, who are long-striding, fast young men. And I know he's your nephew.
Yeah.
Palmer's fast. Aaron Wallace is really fast. And then on the flip side, you can flip it down there to Tyreek McKendall, who runs like a top-shelf tailback.
Yes, sir.
A lot of weapons.
I'll tell you what, Aaron reminds me of my own son. Chalmers in that screen.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad company playing D1 ball.
Yes, sir.
All right, Aaron Wallace, the senior, who really, truly hasn't contributed a great deal to this ball club up to this year. I asked Coach Bordeaux a week or two ago, who is the biggest surprise? Wallace, first name out of his mouth.
I believe it. Plays like that. Plays like that.
And we'll play defense.
Yeah.
All right, Lee County suddenly up by a touchdown. We'll kick it away. 6 seconds to go. You don't want anything crazy to happen here. Hernandez, a high spinner, and, well, I tell you what, that Fuquay, closest Fuquay player to it turned his back on that and anticipated it going out of bounds. He got it right, but I wouldn't do that again. All right, so no time off the clock. Fuquay, 6.1 seconds to go in the half. This is the frustration of an offense like this.
Yeah. Now how do you when you need big plays, passes down the field, and you've been running the ball all night.
Yeah, when you can face an offense like this and keep everything in front of you and don't have to worry about giving up 5 or 10, it's really tough to get anything going.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't mean they can't. Toscano, we'll see what he calls. And, of course, Coach Hall might have an entirely different package and he does. They go spread. They've got 4 wide receivers. Didn't see any spread from Fuquay on tape. They were in a man of motion. That's Barker. And the pressure's there immediately.
There he is. There is Slink.
Slink with the
close
sack.
The half.
Jay Sally going to be a little upset. That should have been his sack. Toscano able to get away from him, but not Johnson as he comes and Slink cleans it up. And that'll take us to the half. Lee County up 13-6 on the road. And Fuquay, man, tough way to end the half.
Definitely.
All right, we'll be back on the other side of the break with the halftime show. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Welcome to the Classic Nissan Halftime Report.
Welcome to the halftime show, the Classic Nissan Halftime Show. And it just so happens I have a Classic Nissan representative here with me, our very own Jerry Chalmers. Talk to me about what's going on in the car business, sir.
Man, so right now, Classic Nissan, you have to come and see the 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. It is amazing. You have all trim levels from the base model all the way up to the Platinum. And if you hadn't came by to see us, to just take a look at it, to possibly test drive it, you're definitely missing out right now. Outside of that, the Nissan Rogue as well. It's our biggest seller right now. Has enough space for your family, nice 5-seater. Also has the panoramic sunroof, has the Pro Pilot Assist, so you don't have to.
Tell me what the Pro Pilot Assist is.
You know how Tesla, you can drive, the car can drive by itself.
Let me tell you about that.
Okay, let's talk.
I had a friend of mine I went to law school with
who
used to commute from Winston-Salem to Durham every morning and studied as soon as he got on the highway and let the car drive it. Nissan can do that?
Not quite that. Now Nissan, they kept the safety part of it involved. You got to rest your hands on the steering wheel. Outside of that, the car will take you around a curve with the intelligent cruise control.
Wow.
If the car in front of you slows down, that car will slow down as well. It will even come to a stoplight and take back off. And all you have to do is keep your hands rested on the steering wheel. And that is right now is in all of our vehicles outside the Armada. So that's even in the Pathfinder, it has the Pro Pilot Assist.
But the Armada, my truck, doesn't have that. Because you know that's my favorite thing you've got on a lot.
The V8 causes it not to have that. A little bit more power. You know, they haven't quite got it together yet, but I'm pretty sure in the next few years it will have that.
But really, truly, though, anybody's going to buy something that big and beautiful,
man,
I don't want to drive it itself. I got to enjoy the experience.
You're going to want to put your hands on that one.
All right, very good. Very
Yes,
good. Observations about the half?
Well, I feel like the run game for Fuquay, it could cause an issue for them if it gets late and they're down a couple of touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Now you're going to have to do something you hadn't done much of all night, is come out and try to throw the ball. That could be an issue. Really, with Lee County right now, they really still have not yet established their offense. You had a couple big plays in there, but it's been nothing real consistent. A couple short passes there. If the offense line can continue to hold up, hey, they'll get out of here unscathed.
This is kind of something we're still getting used to with Lee County, though. This is a team, like we said, 5 years, no losses in the regular season.
Right.
And really, if you look at the schedule over the last 5 seasons, with the possible exception of Southern a few years ago, not a whole lot of games on the schedule that you would look at and be like, ooh, that could be tough.
Right.
This year, completely different animal.
Yeah.
And not only in conference play where it gets really hectic really fast, but you look at games like this on the schedule and you're like, wow, we want to get out of there with a W, which is a big difference from we should go in there and win by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Right.
So if Lee County can get out of here with a W, first of all, it's good for the program, good for postseason, but it also sends a message to the rest of the state, hey, this Lee County team's really good.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be, to me, they going up to, what was it last week that they played at?
South Granville.
At South Granville. That wasn't a big test coming in off a loss. So this right here, you know, they can take a few things that they might not have got from South Johnson, say, hey, we worked on this, we got better at this, and, you know, continue on the rest of the season, because they got some big games coming up real soon.
Well, and you talk about South Granville. And South Granville, not a bad program, but when you're talking about 3A programs, you're talking about royalty with Lee County here over the last 4 or 5 years. And South Granville, the story was the story of South Granville because, oh my gosh, how is Lee County going to react? Well, they reacted with a ho-hum. We come in 38-0. You don't move the ball much. We just run it down your throats. This game, an interesting, difficult offense to prepare for, a team that's athletic on defense, for a school that's a legit 4A program. I like the way Lee County's accounted for themselves right now. I don't love it. But the difference I'm going to tell you right now, the difference in this game may end up being special teams.
Yeah, we talked about special teams a lot in the first time we covered, even at the Glenn game, we talked about special teams, and they came to be a major part. A couple of onside kicks that were returned. Special teams are big. So I definitely see that being part of this game. 13-6 right now.
Oh, anybody's ball game. If Fuquay will get the ball to start the second half, obviously want to tie up some clock, keep that defense off the field, and would love to come away with some points. Because like you said, if they get down by 2 or 3 scores, it could be a problem.
It could be a problem.
This is not a big play offense, especially when you're playing to prevent the big play. Because all of the misdirection you want to do in the run game isn't going to fool anybody if they're 20 yards off the ball.
Right, and you know, over the past few years, Lee County has came out after the second half and kind of basically blew the wheels off most teams that they played in. They went in, made the adjustment, but this is not quite that team that comes out the second half and really just blows the team out the water. But we can see here how they respond to a tough first half. They came out on top right now, so let's see how they finish up.
All right, we will. This has been the Classic Nissan Halftime Show. I'm Chris. That's Jerry. We'll see you for more action on the other side of the break.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Varina for second half action in this non-conference battle between 4A Fuquay Varina and your 3A Lee County Yellow Jackets. Lee County getting the better of Fuquay in the first half. 13-6 is the score. Last two touchdowns came on 54-yard plays. The first by Fuquay, Brinson Green around the left side after some misdirection. And just before the half, Lee County able to turn a screen to Aaron Wallace into a 54-yard catch and run. And, you know, we talked about this offense being a little disjointed for Lee County, not really clicking. But in the end of it, I didn't even realize Will Patterson, Lee County quarterback, 14 of 14 for 177 and a touchdown. Come on, man.
I can't recall the last time that's been done.
Oof. Perfect through a half. On the flip side of that, Fuquay with one pass attempt. Luke Toscano 0 for 1 for 0 and was sacked at the close of the first half.
Now, would you consider this being basically one-dimensional in a little bit? How much will this hurt them?
Here's my concern. They are one-dimensional. If you're going to be one-dimensional, be one-dimensional in a way that nobody else is.
Right.
I mean, we've seen Pinecrest do it for years. But in the end, you're going to meet some teams where you get into a dogfight and you have to put points on the board, and that is what this offense doesn't allow you to do. Toscano, for example, a very nice player, and he's got a lot of football left. Junior quarterback. He's impressive, and he's nifty, but he's not explosive.
Yeah.
He's not going to run by good 4A defenders. He's not going to run by top-shelf 3A defenders like he's seeing tonight. And when you have to execute perfectly so many times in succession to move the ball up and down the field, be penalty-free, keep the sticks moving, it gets really difficult really fast.
Oh, yeah,
and
I agree.
don't know. I see some good athletes here for Fuquay. I don't know that I've seen a great one yet, and that would concern me. McKendall doesn't get down on that. Now he's going to pick it up, and he's going to be stopped deep in his own territory.
Special team play.
Not the way you want to open the game. And Fuquay Varina choosing to kick off to open the second half.
So Lee County got the ball.
They sure
first?
did. Or did they? Wait a minute. No, they didn't. I had it. I'm crossed.
Okay.
I'm crossed.
That's
up.
all right, Chris. It's all right. It's all right. The right reverend. I forgot about that. So coming up out of this drive, I'd love to see Will. Let's see what.
Patterson going to throw on first down, and that's 15 of 15. Kenyon Palmer out across the 20 to the 22, and that'll be close to a Lee County first down. It's been impossible to predict. The chain gang think they're moving.
Oh, yeah.
The official not yet. And there comes the first down signal. First down is brought to you by Pentair. And 15 of 15 for 187 now for Mr. Patterson. And the hand is to B.J. Brown. B.J. up the middle trying to find his way. He'll get a couple.
So giving a little bit of updates around right now. You got Roseville over Hillside 22-0 right now in the second. You have Pinecrest 14-14 against Grimsley, tied up with Grimsley. You have Hope County down to 71st, 21-0. Wake Forest down to Cardinal Gibbons, 26-7. 14-7, Heritage over Sanderson right now.
That forward lean from B.J. Brown as he gets through the line. He'll get about 3 after being hit in the backfield. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Jackets.
And last one, this is surprising. Southview over Richmond, 8-3 in the second quarter. So, hey, it's still early. Still early.
All right, 3rd and 5. Big play in the ball game here for Lee County. Patterson drops, gets it out quick. He tried to reel that one back in. hands weren't strong enough, and that hits the ground for Patterson's first incompletion of the night.
Hey, that's a great start to
It
a
is.
game.
For
I tell you
Fuquay, you
that.
got to be happy about that. Not sure where he was trying to go with the ball. Obviously changed his mind in mid-stroke there. Johnson gets it out of there. Much better punt than his first time. Doesn't get much of a roll, though, as it checks up and a roll dead at the 42-yard line.
Schlesinger right there. Right there on it.
Schlesinger, a guy that relishes every snap he gets to be on the field.
Every single
Because if it was
snap.
up to him, you know he'd play every down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He was coming in as a freshman. And, you know, he would talk to me on Instagram some nights like, Coach, I really want to be a quarterback. You know, I coached him as he was younger. And I just told him, I said, son, just stay persistent. Just stay persistent.
All right, so we got a penalty here. See what they call.
You would definitely
if it's against Fuquay Varina.
Oh.
All right, so they're going to call offsides. Somebody lined up offsides on the punt team, and they're going to make them do it again. Fuquay, good pressure on Johnson. He was able to get it out of there. And rather than take it at the 42, they'll hope for a better result. And given the first punt that Johnson put up, maybe not a bad strategy. No pressure really shown by Fuquay. Oh, now they're coming. And well blocked up, an even better punt from Johnson this time.
Oh, yeah.
And that one checks up again. But it's going to, a late pickup by the return man. He kind of duped the Lee County coverage team. And in the end, brings it out near midfield, and they pick up about 6 yards of field position.
That was a tackle by number 16, Isaiah McKendall, the 5'11", 180 sophomore from Lee County.
Good bloodlines there, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, McKendall's dad played here as well at Lee County, T.A. McKendall. And you got Tyreek McKendall. He's had another brother on JV.
All right, pulled out late by Toscano. Doesn't give Barker much to work with, and he's forced out of bounds after a very short game. Second and 8 coming up. Equipment issue with one of the Fuquay linemen.
Little shoe issue there.
Good job of handling that and staying in the ball game, though. Clock stopped with 10-11 to go in the third quarter. Second and 8 from the 49, in plus territory for the Bengals. Oh, motion. So you had be interested to see what the call is. They're going to get off sides. I think the Lee County sideline thinks there might have been some motion that drew that in the backfield. And I'm pretty certain the Fuquay Varina coaching staff thought it was going against them, too. Nehemiah White jumped, but he moved backwards, and they called him going in motion, but one of the defensive linemen got a head start, and that'll gift 5 free yards to Fuquay Varina. They're now down inside the 45-yard line. This is second and short, and this is where they want to be, ahead of the chains. Toscano with a man in motion, takes a snap, hands it inside. Nope, going to pull it out and keep it himself. Probably should have let Barker go. Toscano will get about a yard, third and short.
So we got Toscano coming out right now.
No. You just picking up on that. He comes to the sideline almost every play.
That's something you don't see much
You
anymore.
don't see it much at all. You know, we see every once in a while somebody's got a wrinkle where they run plays in with the receivers or they have the quarterback coming over, especially in an option offense. I don't know that I'd be running my quarterback back and forth to the sideline, but I'm not a head football coach at a high school program. About a yard and a half to go here on third down. Toscano to Barker. Barker tough to bring down. Leans forward, needed a yard and a half, got about 3, and that'll be a Bengal first down.
Brought down by 54, Jace Shelley. Hey, wearing that number, 54, that brings back Duran McCoy from last year, man. Just to give you a little update
Ball
on the
player. Yeah, please do.
He's at Fuma right now, and he is really balling out, man. He's doing a great job up at Fort Union. You'll see him on Saturdays.
Fort Union's kind of turned into a pipeline from Lee County for some of these young men.
Yes, sir.
Into the D1 ranks. And McCoy, I tell you, heck of an athlete, heck of a ball player.
Yes, sir.
Basketball, football, whatever you want. starred on the defensive line last year. He and Dalmas Jennings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
I wanted to say Darion, but no, that's JoJo.
That's JoJo.
They were monsters.
They were monsters, man.
McCoy was the guy that kind of came out of nowhere, and with the class that left with Dez and the rest of that crew.
Yeah,
a lot of question marks.
He was a two-way player on that line as well, D-line and O-line in that 2000 class 2020 class that made the run to the state championship.
Well, that looked like that might be a big play there. Stopped short, and 3rd and 3 coming up. And McCoy was a guy, had things been a little bit different, the coaching staff, multiple members of that coaching staff told me if they used a tight end, he would have been the guy, and he could have been a star at tight end.
Oh, yeah, every bit of it.
Well, good to see that he's getting a chance and can parlay that, hopefully, from Fort Union into the college ranks.
Oh, yeah.
We saw, checking the clock, 8 minutes to go. We have to look around the corner to see the clock here. All right, Toscano taking a look. Big play here, 3rd and 3. Man in motion, trying that left side, and they've got it blocked up, and they will have the first down. Depends on the spot, but it looks like they'll give him forward progress to right about the sticks.
Let's see.
And yes, sir, that'll be a Fuquay first down. Of course, we saw another success story from Fort Union just recently with one of these Jackets headed to Columbia.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's a great route if you're able to go that route. You haven't got the recruiting that you want, or you need to make up some classes. That is a great route to go. It teaches you a lot of discipline, and I'm a advocate for them. I can speak for them.
All right, hand this to Barker. Nope, Toscano's got it coming around the right. McKendall in pursuit tracks that down.
Nice tackle.
Nice job. That's as good a play as I've seen on defense from McKendall tonight.
Hey, he's played better defense tonight than I've seen him play, period.
The question has always been with McKendall how much he wants to play defense.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not supposed to say that.
Hey, no, it's all right.
But good pursuit, got his nose on the ball, got his helmet in front, good pursuit and good technique. 2nd and 9 coming up. Now you're talking about the prep school route and how it's a positive way or a way for these young men that are under recruited. We've got a handful of folks here on this team that are being under recruited right now. How much are you willing to tell us about what you know about what's going on with a couple of these young men?
Well, as far as I know, Tyreek will be traveling down to ECU tomorrow on the recruiting trail.
Tyreek is the only D1 offer on this Lee County team among the senior class.
I think COVID and the transfer portal.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Them having an extra year, it has definitely been a hindrance to some of the guys that are in this class right here.
3rd and 7. Fuquay Varina trying to keep this drive alive, probably into 4-down territory now. Clock inside of 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Toscano takes the snap, hands, Barker going nowhere. That might have been the first really bad read by Toscano in that option tonight. He was committed to it all the way, and defense knew what was coming. They've seen enough of Barker. So 4th and about 7 coming up here.
And that was the smallest guy on the line I spoke of earlier, Mr. Ross Johnson back there.
And Fuquay Varina looks like they'll go for it. Now we've seen some trickery. I think here you see them play it straight up, and they got to try to get to the edge. Now they've run that misdirection a couple times in similar situations and got the ball into Brenson Green's hands, number 7. No motion man this time. And they're going to throw the ball. Here comes the pressure. He's got it, and he throws it low. He had it, and unable to come up with it is the receiver, number 21, A.J. Hollingsworth.
So that's the 3rd pass of the night?
Second pass of the night. That's the only second one he's got off. That's the 4th time they've dropped back. Toscano now 0 for 2.
Kind of hard to do when
it's a big ask to throw it on the run, isn't it?
That's a lot to ask for.
Trying to throw it on the run, something you're not accustomed to, and is just difficult to do physically anyway. So Lee County will have the ball going the other way. 5 minutes even on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Will Patterson went 15 of 15 to start the game. Ended the last series with an incompletion. Going to give it to Brown. Brown's been picking his way. He's not broke off a big one yet and won't get it there. He gets 7, though, and that's great yardage on 1st down for the Jackets.
He's getting a lot of tough tough running yards.
He really has hadn't been a whole lot of space, and he's a guy, you know, if he gets past that defensive front, he can do some damage in the secondary. Not really able to get free of the linebackers yet, but every time he gets it, there's a chance. All right, Lee County kind of slowing it down now. They'll walk up to the line, inside 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Patterson, again, 15 of 16 for 187. He's going to hand it to Brown, and Brown, bad footing, and the forward lean is going to leave him just a bit short, I think.
Well, they're giving him a first and
first
down.
I quit. I quit. I get that there's a crown on the field, but this has been wonky all night.
We've been bad judges all night.
I sure. 4:05 to go in the third quarter. Lee County got to like their chances if they can tack on a touchdown here as they approach midfield. 3 wide receivers left. Aaron Wallace by himself up on the high side of the field to the right. Moving him around.
Yeah, Kendall Morris back in the backfield right now.
All right.
No, that's B.J. Brown there.
I didn't think I saw Brown go out.
That was
and
him.
a false start.
B.J. Brown there.
That'll get him behind the chains. 1st and 15 now. Clock stop with 3:42 to go, third quarter.
Had a lot going on right there. A lot of
They
times
did, and you know, I never like it when they focus on one guy where they're telling him to line up and they're moving him around just a little bit because that always seems to tip something off. But a little confusion there by Wallace over on the far side of the field. All right, Patterson drops, looking, got a man. That's Garrison. Garrison with room to run. He's going to be out across midfield down to the 45 on 1st and 15. They go for 23, and a flag. Going to be a face mask on the backside of that, I believe. Unless they get, they're looking at Palmer. Nope, that's face mask like I thought. So 23 on the reception for Garrison. And we're going to tack on another 5, and that'll take Lee County down to the 40-yard line where they'll pick it up 1st and 10. Another Pentair first down for the Jackets.
Jackson Lamish right there.
Oh, I mean, that's the guy. I mean, it's really easy to,
man.
you know, they same frame.
Yeah.
They do the same things. They have the same type game.
Yeah.
The difference is that as a senior, I think we expected Jackson Lamb to be featured a little bit more on the offense.
Yeah.
Garrison definitely is an integral part of the offense and not an afterthought who just makes a play every once in a while. Wallace checked up. A lot of contact.
Yeah,
that's going to get you. That's going to get you pass interference.
It was definitely open.
And the home crowd doesn't like it. These bleachers, brand new facility, not a lot of bleachers here, but they're packed in tight, and it's a good crowd. They don't like it at all. I don't know why.
Definitely a lot of contact.
A lot of contact, and probably not a bad thing to get that contact because Wallace had a step, and without the contact probably would have had 2 taking that in for a touchdown.
Definitely.
I don't think Wallace thought the ball was coming his way.
That was the first shot downfield. I like to see that.
15 yards on the penalty. That'll put the Jackets, set them up first down and 15 just outside of the red zone. 2:56 to go in the third quarter. All right, Patterson hands to Brown. Brown picking his way. He's into the secondary, running through people, running through tacklers, dragging guys down. That'll be 11 on the carry and a Jacket first down. Brought to you by Pentair Pool Supplies.
I love watching him run in between the tackles. If you've watched him in middle school, he wanted to get everything to the outside.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah, of course. And now you're watching him, actually hit his holes hard.
Well, and that's where you talked about the similarity between he and Jameer Smith versus A.J. Boulware. Boulware never had a lot of success between the tackles.
Yeah.
He'd get out on that edge, and if he got a step, he was going to get you. Oh, nice play by this Bengal defense.
He missed Brown.
He did.
Right,
he was slow to get it out of there. A little hesitancy, but Brady Nathanson with his second big play on defense comes through, gets the sack, and it'll be 2nd and 20 for the Jackets to go in the wrong direction.
So with Patterson wearing number 12, I know someone else who wears 12 who had his type of game last night. That last drive was special, man.
You know, if you're Dallas last night, those of you that saw the Monday night game, you're Dallas, it had to be a helpless feeling to score with a minute to go because you know Brady's just going to come back and get you. All right, Brown on the screen. Got to make a man miss. And doesn't. Held up. Good open field tackle there by the defender. That's Nathanson, again, my new favorite Bengal, who held that up just long enough for his mates to come in and that pack of Bengals came and got him. I don't know if it's a pack of Bengals or not. You haven't looked it up for me. All right, 3rd and long coming up here. We'll call it 3rd and 17. Inside a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Probably in field goal range for Hernandez. He would tell you yes. Coach would probably tell you maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised to see short yards, something safe to get you a couple yards here and get the field goal unit out onto the field. We'll see what Coach Bordeaux has in mind. He's going for it all. Patterson drops, steps up in the pocket, and has a man coming across the middle and underthrows Palmer. So Coach Bordeaux goes the way I wouldn't have, and it doesn't work out well. They're going to run the field goal team out onto the field, and this will be about 45 yards, which is right at the edge of Hernandez's distance. They're going to mark that thing all the way back at the – well, I'd take that back. 28. This is 38 yards. Bad math by me. 38 yards. Hernandez can hit this. It's up, a low wobbler, and it comes up short. Knew it was at the edge of his range. He's not going to like that. And that was a little late out onto the field, never really got to get settled. And a break here for Fuquay as it remains a one-score ball game. 13-6 they trail. A little under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Well, to get back to your words,
and like I said now, if you pick up 3 up the middle with Brown there,
you're right.
That's a field goal.
You're right.
But I'm not responsible for calling the plays. Oof. Boy, I tell you what, Coach Hall and his staff over there on the sideline, not happy.
So our word of the night, Chris, so for a group of Bengals.
What is it?
It's called a streak.
A streak?
A streak.
I had no idea. A streak of Bengals.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. This swarm of Yellow Jackets here. Oh, misdirection. Barker going to be dragged down the back. No, he's not. He breaks out, gets away from a tackle. Johnson going laterally, gets to the sideline, and all of that still going to lose a bunch. And Fuquay trying to get a little cute here with the misdirection. Lee County not fooled. Landon Johnson disrupted that, but that's the second time we've seen him get in the backfield, not finish the play.
Quite get there.
But all in all, I'll take it.
Still a loss of yards.
All right, 2nd and 15, and we've talked about it all night. I hate to belabor the point, but if you're Fuquay, you do not want to be in this situation. Cutest little young man I've ever seen right there.
Maybe he'll be out here in the next 10 years.
Probably
10
will.
to 15
Probably
years.
will.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man in motion. Toscano with the misdirection. It's to Barker. Barker cutting it back up, picking his way,
Barker is
getting positive yardage.
Man.
You love this guy, and he's going to be forced out. Gets almost 10 on the play. They're going to, about 10 by the time they get done marking it. So after all that, 3rd and 5 coming up. Clock stopped again, 37 seconds to go.
Look like we got a flag on the play.
Well, that's
Face
not
mask.
going to be – oh, wow. Wow. I assumed with all that misdirection there was a block in the back, but no, it's a face mask. And 5 yards from that spot's going to be really close to a first down. I wouldn't put any money either way on whether it is.
Oh, no.
Oh,
it's up against the,
told you so, sir.
Against the Bengals.
All right.
Oh.
So after a big play by Barker, who did a lot of work all on his own, they're going to walk him back. If it's a hold from there, well, no, they got a face mask on the offense. That's an interesting call.
Yeah.
Interesting. You don't see that very often.
No, that's
and of the 5-yard variety, that's weird. All right, 2nd and 9 then. But I'm okay. So they say that's a spot foul. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's correct. I would like Mr. Cochran to be here to explain that to me. All right, Barker going backwards. Nope, that pass going down, and they got him. They set up the play action, and going to be knocked out of bounds, but not until he's down to the 31-yard line. 2 gigantic plays by this offense tonight. Both of them have come from Brinson Green, and Toscano fooled everybody. We thought Barker had the ball once again, but Toscano, who is now 1 of 3, and that'll improve your average, goes for about 40 on the catch.
He definitely had me on that one. That was nice. Nice play.
Everybody bid on the fake, and Green ran wide open. Toscano with a good job to roll and deliver it to him. Bring a man in motion. Run is up the middle. More of that.
Just missed by Johnson in the
Bengals
backfield.
invigorated with that big play, pushing the pile. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Fuquay trying to get back and tie this thing up. Trail 13-6. We'll be back with the fourth quarter on the other side of the break.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
And we are back. The start of the fourth quarter. The Jackets up 13-6 right now with the Bengals on the move. Big play just a few seconds ago by Mr. Brinson Green. Nice pass. Had everyone fooled on that one. I tell you what, we got us a game here tonight. A nice one.
I feel like we were due to have a good game.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely that time.
No offense to anybody involved in the ballgame last week at Chatham Central, but man.
Oh, yeah. 2nd and 3. Ball on the 25.
All right, the handoff.
Hand out the number.
Off the right guard. Looked good early, but a good job as a swarm of Jackets get there to knock the ball carrier back.
Number 20, Darryl Joseph, who's also a running back on this Fuquay Varina team. They are loaded.
I've never seen so many running backs on a roster before.
They are loaded at that position. Loaded. Hey, that's every kid's dream, though, to be the running back.
Oh, of course it is.
Running back or quarterback.
What's funny is that all these people are identified as running backs. The quarterback on their roster is identified as a wide receiver and free safety and not a quarterback. Anyway, I think there's Toscano, that was broken. Looked like he'd get close.
Hit.
Wow, that's a favorable spot he's getting from the official on the far side. We'll see. And they're going to call it fourth down.
Oh, yeah.
So fourth and less than a 1. Fuquay with no hesitation. They'll keep the offense on the field and go for it here. 10:55 to go in the ball game. Down a touchdown. Toscano brings the play out. I tell you what, this is a tough stop if you run Barker up the middle. But you got to be tempted to run some kind of misdirection and try to get a big play here. So who knows what's coming. All right.
Big stands by Lee County is needed right here. This would be huge if they could hold them.
All right, they bring a man in motion. It is to Barker. Barker stacked up, that forward lean that all good running backs have. He'll get the first down and keep the drive alive inside 10.5 to go.
Hey, this kid is a workhorse, man.
He is.
Definitely, he's toted the ball a lot tonight. Got some good, tough yardage.
He isn't, doesn't have the frame that you expect from a running back. He's a tall, lean-looking young man, but boy, he runs hard. He keeps those legs driving.
Oh, yeah.
You've hit it on the head. And I'll tell you what, nobody's left here. We have been all over the state early in the season, and this is far and away the best ball game we've been a part of. Toscano on first down, inside 10 minutes by the time they snap this. Fakes, now he's going to keep it. Landon Johnson disrupts one more time, keeps hold of him this time. And a swarm of Jackets bring Toscano down in the backfield. It'll be 2nd and 14 coming up.
Well, I'll tell you what, at 6'2", he's listed on the paper at 196, but we just had someone to tell us he's 6'2", 210. So, hey, he has the frame, Jackson Barker. And so he's definitely toting the mail tonight.
All right, Toscano with that long run from the sideline over to the far hash. All right, here we go. 2nd and 14, maybe 15. Tough to tell from here. Landon Johnson really coming into his own tonight. All right, Toscano going to keep it now. Oh, hands it back the
Ran
other
into
way,
his own lineman.
almost a Statue of Liberty type handoff. And
He's
gets
still
positive
going.
yard. He's pushing that pile. Pushing some more. Gets 7 or 8 by the time it's all said and done. Nice play design there. First time we've seen that tonight with that late inside handoff.
He might have got a more. He ran into his own lineman there.
Nehemiah White on the carry. So 3rd and 7. And 4 down territory certainly here for Fuquay.
Just to give another quick update, Southview surprisingly up 15-3 against Richmond County at the half. That could be a big upset right there.
That'd be an enormous upset. And if you're a Lee County fan, you kind of want Richmond to come back and win that thing.
Yeah.
If they're going to take an L here soon, you'd want it to be against Lee County when they come in undefeated. All right, Toscano hands up the middle. Nope, keeps it. Nice, nifty move by Toscano. Going to be close to the first down, but short by a yard or 2 as they unpile. We got a 4th down here for Fuquay Varina inside 8 minutes. No chance of the field goal team coming out here, I don't believe.
I don't think so.
They've had a tough time blocking up
Tell you
on
what,
the kick teams.
If you slip on defense against this Fuquay Varina's running game, hey, they can confuse you.
All right, I'm going to tell you right now, Jerry, this is the ball game right here. If they don't convert, this game's over.
I think it's still a little early.
I'm telling you right now.
All right.
You're going to see T.J. Johnson and JoJo in the backfield, and I don't think Fuquay can stop them. I think they can pretty near run the clock out. Fuquay's got to score here. All right, so Fuquay wants to talk about it. Last time they called a timeout on 4th down, they came out and had a false start coming out of it. Hopefully they don't do that again.
Yeah.
They'll talk about it. We'll take a chance to pay some bills. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Something big is coming.
TJ and JoJo out there, they can
Something
walk that
so
ball right down the
big,
field.
it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, welcome back to Fuquay Varina. Big play in the ball game. 4th and 2, 7:18 to go, 4th quarter. Fuquay trailing by a touchdown, 13-6. They're going to go for it, and it is my position, and I know I should be building drama as a good play-by-play guy. I'm telling you, if they don't convert here, they have a big problem. Now, we've seen every different possible. Oh, and they line it up quick. They hand it to Barker. Barker stuffed in the hole. Lee County turns it over, and it's going the other way.
Huge hit by T.J. Johnson in the hole.
I'm not sure if we watched that on replay, we wouldn't have seen that there was motion because I don't believe Fuquay was set.
Huge stop by Lee County right there.
But they came out and tried to quick snap it. Everybody was keyed on Barker. Barker stood up in the hole, not even close to the first down. That's going the other way. We said we'd seen everything. We hadn't seen that.
That was a first.
And it wasn't a bad idea.
No.
Barker, who's gotten positive yardage pretty much every time he's touched the ball between the tackles tonight, unable to convert it. I'm shocked, Jerry. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Lee County comes out spread. It's to Kenyon Palmer. Palmer on the screen has a first down. He'll get 13, and that's a jacket first down brought to you by Pentair.
Nice.
I thought for certain we'd see a tight set, and we'd see those two big backs.
Hey, he's still playing
Coach
ball.
Bordeaux says, I want to keep on playing, and I love it.
He's still playing
That's my
ball.
guy. All right, going to be in no hurry here, though. Inside 7 minutes. B.J. Brown's still in the backfield. He's gotten the lion's share of the carries tonight. Patterson takes it, hands to Brown. Nowhere to go, Karen. Look at that.
Look at that, buddy. Yes, sir.
Should have got none. Gets 5. B.J. Brown literally carrying a tackler forward on the play.
That's 6'2", 225. Gary Taylor on his back, and he's still driving his legs.
He's going to hear about that one in film session.
Oh, yeah. Tell you what, we got some big conference games. Got teams in our conference playing tonight. And it looks to be right now Lee County is the only team winning.
Wow. All right, Patterson pulls it back. Garrison, there's a flag comes out at an interesting place. May get an illegal man downfield again. And if I had to guess, my money's on T.J. McMullen being downfield early.
Definitely.
So instead of a first down, we're going to walk this back, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
So right
McMullen too big for me to be calling out like that.
Hey,
You
he's
need
a
to
big
stop me
guy.
next time. That is a big young man.
He
and I'm going
is
to tell
a
you,
big guy.
there is, there have been some D1 linemen come out of this offense over the
He's
years.
one.
T.J. McMullen's got a D1
Yes,
frame.
sir. Every bit of it.
And if recruiting were, I don't even know what to call or say about recruiting this year. It's so
6'3",
broken.
345.
Part of that's no fault of the college coaching staffs because of the restrictions they have. All right, Patterson gets it out. Garrison goes to his knees but does reel it in. Nope, they're going to call it incomplete. Garrison doesn't think so, but it doesn't matter. 3rd and 9 coming up, and this offense or this drive that started promisingly is suddenly sputtering. 5:54 to go. Lee County really want to convert and work that clock. Fuquay trying to get another shot to walk this ball down the field. Patterson from the gun. Blitz coming from Fuquay. Oof. Almost an offsides on the left side of the line there. Blitz coming up the middle. Lee County picks it up. Nope, they're going to give it to Brown. Brown, look at that.
Oh, there we go. What a
And
run,
needed
baby.
9, gets 11. B.J. Brown with a huge play.
Huge run right there by Mr. Brown.
Brown checks out Kendall Morris into the game. A little bit more of the same. 5:46 to go. All right, and you're into an area on the clock in the field where if you're going to keep passing the ball, you think it's going to be really conservative.
Yeah.
We haven't seen McKendall in the screen game. I'm just going to say that.
He's actually not
McKendall's not in the ball game
right now. Yeah.
Very interesting. Oh, Patterson with a bad snap. Keeps his eyes down the field, throws late, and should have been picked.
Dangerous.
And I think we
have
got
the flag
something.
now.
The flag comes down at the feet of Wyatt Rickard, another one of those enormous offensive linemen. And what was the call? I missed it.
Didn't see it.
I think they had illegal downfield again. That time you can credit it to the bad snap. Those guys would have thought it'd come out by now, but that's 3 in one game. You don't see that very often.
You don't see that much.
And none of them have been on screens, which is where you're normally going to see it. All right, 5:21 to go. Clock stopped again, 1st and 15 for the Jackets. The numbers are going to tell us a different story than what we've seen. This has not been a clean performance by Lee County. I want to thank the boosters here at Fuquay Varina. Our producer, Tim Kopis, the illustrious Tim Kopis, Schleprock. You don't know that his nickname is Schleprock, do
I
you?
know it now.
All right, Schleprock came back with a whole handful of drinks and candy bars, and I just found out that was courtesy of the boosters here at Fuquay Varina, so good looking out, y'all. And Kendall Morris on 1st and 15 gets about 4. 2nd and 11 coming up.
It's Tyreek. B.J. Brown back into the game.
All right. Good to see McKendall wasn't hurt. They just wanted to give him a blow after playing all that defense tonight. All right, so at the receiver position on the far side, working from the far sideline across, Kenyon Palmer, Eli Garrison, and Tyreek McKendall to the left. And down here, Aaron Wallace has been the lone man on the short side a lot of the night. That ball comes out late. B.J. Brown catches it twice. And ends up, would have been better to let that hit the ground.
Yeah.
The ball was behind him. He got his momentum going backwards and loses 5 on the play. 3rd and a mile coming up. 4:35 to go. Clock continues to run in the 4th quarter. Fuquay really needs to get off the field here. Now, last time we saw 3rd and long, you saw a draw up the middle with B.J. Brown. You're not going to see that this time. T.J. Johnson into the game, which would probably mean he's in there to pass block, and he is. And now we got a pre-snap call. Going to get a false start, and we're backing up even farther. 2nd and our 3rd and about 20 coming up here for the Jackets. I get it right eventually. Clock stop with 4:15 to go.
Not running the ball could really play the wrong way for the Jackets right here.
All right. Johnson stays in the game at tailback. 4 wide receivers, 2 right, 2 left. McKendall in the slot down here to the right. Patterson looking left, airs it out, looking for Garrison. Garrison didn't have that in mind, and that thing falls harmlessly to the ground with 4 minutes even left on the clock. And here we go. Landon Johnson will punt. Fuquay is going to get at least one more bite at the apple.
definitely been one of the better games we've watched this year.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh, landing straight up in the air. That's not what they needed. And that, gets a good bounce. Almost a huge break for Lee County.
Huge bounce.
As it almost hit Malcolm Ziegler as he ran past it. Didn't know much about what was going on. Good roll in the end. Ball lies dead at the 39. Fuquay will have 3 minutes and 49 seconds, and barring a giant play in the run game, we'll need every bit of that to move 61 yards against this defense. All right, one last stand from the defense. You warm up the buses. Fuquay with a chance to win this ball game, buddy.
Off the run game. Off the run game. We really these D's been pretty consistent tonight. Couple of big plays they got to definitely hold right here.
All right, here we go. Scotto going to throw. Rolls to his right, sprinting out, chased by Johnson. Johnson almost gets to an
it's a pick.
Bad decision in the passing game. Kenyon Palmer. And if he gets loose, he can take it home. He had one man to beat. And running through, going to bring it all the way back to the 32-yard line. The Yellow Jackets.
Huge play.
With an enormous splash play from this defense just when they needed it most.
Hey, it's in the blood, man. That's all I can say.
All right.
It's
little
in
hesitancy. Oh. So they've got – it was an illegal forward pass, which means he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it. That'll be declined, and the Jackets will take over 1st and 10 going the other way. And now I think you get a healthy dose as I see JoJo Palmer check into the game.
Yeah.
Or JoJo Jennings, I'm sorry. So this is what I thought we might see 3 minutes of clock time ago. Johnson and Jennings, and I doubt you see the ball in the air once.
I don't see
the rest of this ball game. Here we go. 3:33 to go for the Jackets to kill it and escape Fuquay Varina with a big W. Patterson from the gun.
Hey, it is scary to see those two in the backfield at the same time.
Late in the game like this, there's Johnson. He's got it. He's into the secondary, moving pile, and he'll have about 7 on the run. When you get to this point in the game with these tired legs, the idea of that young man coming down, 6'2", 6'3", 220, he is a load. And there we see an injured Bengal on the field. Connor Gratz slow to get up. We'll take a quick break while they tend to Mr. Gratz. Hopefully it's nothing serious. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanCentral.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
All right, welcome back to the NFHS Game of the Week, brought to you by Wilkinson Cadillac. It has been a dandy. Jerry Chalmers, I'm honored to have been here for this ball game, regardless of the outcome. This is as good a ball game as we've seen in a minute.
This is the kind of football you like watching.
Yeah, Johnson and Jennings in the backfield. Will Patterson from the gun. Lee County trying to work off as much clock as they can. Down near 3 minutes left in the ball game. 2nd and 3. Patterson, good job. And he's got that play clock right in front of him, which is nice. I wish every field in North Carolina was required to have a play clock on the field.
Definitely.
Patterson doing a good job. That's what you get from a senior quarterback watching. You got 10 seconds left on that play clock. That'll have the clock down about 2:42. Gets it off with about 5 seconds left. Johnson initially short, spins forward. It is Jennings. You're right. My mistake on the call. Needed 3, got 4, and that'll be a Jacket first down, brought to you by Pentair.
As you said, they're a load. Them two right there will march the ball down the field. No problem. I see it.
All right, 2:27, 30 seconds plus left on the play clock. Patterson will get everything he can out of it before he snaps this. And this right here, I know these are small things, but we talk about it with these quarterbacks. And Patterson last year as a junior, not just that he was a junior, because that's an upperclassman, but in his first year in the program, these may be the nuances that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
Now that you have a senior quarterback in his second year as a starter, knows what's going on, understands the situation, takes a snap, hands. That's Jennings. Cuts it back up. That's TJ. I missed it again. TJ cut it back, and he'll be brought down at the 20-yard line. 40 seconds on the play clock, 1:45 to go. Fuquay going to get a timeout and stop the clock. They're all in here. 2nd and 10 coming up. We'll stay right here through this timeout. Jerry trying to show me scores. I don't have my glasses on. There is no chance I'm going to see that.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll give a quick little update then. So we got Grimsley, 28, Pinecrest, 14 in the 4th quarter. Right now at that game, you got Wake Forest, 9, Cardinal Gibbons, 41 in the 4th quarter. You have Hope County 0, 71st, 21 going into the 3rd. And again, 15-3, Southview over Richmond County right now at half.
Let me ask you a question, because you may know the answer, and I don't yet because I haven't gotten this far ahead in the preparation process. Chris Metzger at Pinehurst, or at Pinecrest rather, left to go to Montgomery County.
Yes.
Is Pinecrest still running the triple option?
Pinecrest, I don't know. You know what? I want to say I watched them a little bit of their highlights the other night. I didn't see much of it.
Okay.
I didn't see much of it. I know he's an interim. They actually are still looking for a head coach. So we'll see.
He was a really late hire. That was a weird situation that came down. And JoJo Jennings into the secondary, picking his way.
Look at that.
And running over
Look
folks.
At that.
He's going to be down near the goal line. They're going to have 1st and goal for the Jackets at the 2. Talking about Chris Metzger. So Metzger was a late hire at Montgomery County, but he didn't just take the head coaching position. I don't know if you know this. The district in Montgomery County made him the head of football operations for the entire district. So he's in charge of the junior high programs as well, which a lot of head coaches take that job, and it's sort of a de facto thing. They have a relationship, but it is a formal relationship where he controls the football operations at all of the schools in Montgomery County. Very interesting position.
Very especially for the high school head coach. Now, is that the only high school in Montgomery County?
Yes, as far as I know. In fact, we have a Montgomery resident here standing next to me. Is Montgomery County the only high school in Montgomery County? He's shaking his head yes. All right, Jennings running through people, pushing. Jackets think he got in, and the official on the near side says yes, and that is a touchdown for the Jackets. And it is a mass exodus out of here from this brand-new facility at Fuquay Varina. As with 59 seconds left in the game, Lee County stretches out to a 19-6 lead. Hernandez on for the extra point. Garrison will hold.
Chris, you called it.
Well, it didn't go quite the way I wanted. I mean, not the way I wanted. I wanted to win, but I suspected we would see that the last drive, and if Coach Bordeaux had it to do over again, maybe he would have. But to be fair, take that penalty out of that last drive, and Lee County was moving. So, and we know Coach Bordeaux. He's not the type guy that's going to play close to the vest. He's going to play it wide open, and he's not just looking at this game. He wants to play and get something out of every down in preparation for the postseason.
Oh, yeah.
So he knows better than I do.
Well, I'll tell you what, I watched, like I said, I was watching Pinecrest, and as you was talking about Montgomery County, so being over all the football in the area, you can kind of go out to the middle schools yourself with that being the only middle school in the county. Now, Lee County has some special kids coming on its way up as well that's down in the youth league. You have 2. Now you got to hear me when I say
I'm
hear
listening.
Me clear.
I'm all ears, buddy.
12 years old, two guys, 6'4", 300 pounds. 2 in middle school right now.
Which of our schools?
Who will be heading to Lee County. One is at San Lee, and the other one's over at West, so they'll be combining together with East and West.
Hernandez will high spinning kickoff. And fielded, maybe not fielded. Finally pops out of bounds, but not until after Fuquay touched it, so no flag this time. 57 seconds to go for Fuquay. And I tell you what, this crowd was awesome tonight. They were amazing. They were engaged. It was a great night for football. Great weather, great crowd, great venue. Beautiful facility out here. I'm a little jealous. This is a fantastic facility, including the press box, which is as good as it gets. So thanks for all of the accommodations and the hospitality we got tonight here. This has been great. First time we've been to Fuquay. I will personally encourage Coach Bordeaux to get Fuquay on the schedule every year.
Definitely a great game. Definitely great atmosphere. Good competition.
And
Lay
a
hand
little
off.
mix-up in the backfield. Barker ends up with it after he ran into his quarterback and will be brought down in the backfield for a loss. Clock inside 50, now down to 40 seconds, and Fuquay about ready to mail this one in. I think the buses are warmed up. Wow. You weren't lying. Those some big young men.
Yeah, solid. I love to see go down at the next level and see what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, so you can kind of get a little bit of speculation of what's going to be in the near future. Closing out this game, I'll tell you, Fuquay was definitely a worthy opponent.
100%.
Very,
this is
very
a good
worthy
program, good athletes. They're gonna win a lot of football games here. This Lee County defense, very tough to be one-dimensional against. Looks like they might have forced a turnover there, and they have, and that's a tough way for Fuquay to go out.
That will do it.
A second and a half left on the field, so we'll get one more snap from Lee County as they end on a high note. But that, when you play a defense, and this is one of the top probably 10 or 15 defenses in the state of North Carolina,
I'll give them that.
full stop. To be one-dimensional against a team that's that talented on defense is going to be tough for anybody.
Oh, yeah.
And Fuquay really made a heck of a game out of this. Like we said, this has been as good a game as we've seen this year. And I'm thinking back into last year or two, this is as good a ball game as we've seen. It was in question until about a minute left. Great job by Fuquay tonight. They come out on the bottom end, though, as Jackets stretch it out to 3-1, still looking ahead to conference games. Schleprock, where are we at next week? He doesn't know off the top of his head, neither do I. Jerry, you have any idea what game we're doing next week?
Looks to be Union Pines.
I'm excited. It should be Union Pines. Yeah, I'm certain that it's Union Pines, Lee County.
Yeah.
So we will be back at home at Paul B. Gay Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Outside, I believe, but whatever.
Yeah,
as Union Pines comes in and the Jackets play a more familiar foe. And I tell you what, Union Pines got to play a perfect football game. I don't want
to say bad. You know, they lost to Western Hornet last night. Western Hornet actually broke a 3-year losing streak.
Nate can tell you exactly.
Man,
that's rough.
That's tough.
And that's a program in flux. We'll talk about it a little bit about Union Pines. Union Pines. Head coach Lonnie Cox, another one of those late hires, went back to his alma mater at Fairmont. He had that program on the come. However, you and I both know in this new conference, Union Pines and Southern Lee got the short end of this stick.
Very much so.
They are not big enough. Oh, here we go. We're going to go ahead to the post game. Union Pines and Southern Lee were always going to have problems playing against much bigger schools with bigger athletes. Union Pines slow out of the gate, plus they're transitioning into a new system. Going to be a tough ask for those guys to play on the road at Lee County.
Very tough.
Western Hornet got the worst of them, or the better of them last week. I tell you what, it could be bad.
Yeah, it could be, but anything is possible.
On the other hand, we talk about Southern Lee. Southern Lee, of course, canceled tonight.
Yeah.
They were supposed to host Fairmont. As I said early in the telecast, Coach Lonnie Cox, who was the offensive coordinator at Southern years ago, before he went to Union Pines, was coming back with his Fairmont team. They were late cancel. I know Fairmont was disappointed. They actually did find an opponent and got a game in tonight, as best I know. I'll be checking in on that. Southern Lee, as best I understand, has already canceled next week's game against Richmond.
I can't blame them. I definitely
it's going to be tough.
For that
I mean, when you look at the games being canceled, that's one thing. But if you're canceling games because you don't have enough players, you can't practice those weeks either.
Yeah,
and we could see a downward spiral very quickly, and that's really concerning to a lot of folks. We're hoping for the best. Every coach that I talk to across the state has legitimate, I'm telling y'all at home, legitimate, serious concerns about being able to get this season in. Southern Lee, the first casualty here in our conference. We hope everybody stays healthy. We hope we can play football. We hope we can get to the postseason and into the playoffs. But it's touch and go every single week, and I know it's a huge challenge for Coach Bordeaux and his staff. He told me this past week the biggest challenge is not within the program with him and his players. It's everybody around the program.
Of course, yeah.
And it only takes an infection or two to really throw a monkey wrench into everything.
One person can change everything.
If you are associated with one of these athletes or with this program, take precautions. An infection, you can't get around it. The protocols are what the protocols are. Regardless of how you feel about the whole thing, the rules are the rules, and we've got to keep these young men healthy for all of these programs, but particularly for Lee County.
Yeah, it makes it really tough on the seniors this year, and I hate to see that. You know, the step around the cords a little bit, but I hate to see seniors losing opportunity because that's what it turns into, and I hope we can keep it going. I hope we can finish it out. I know that's a big hope. Yep. But I do hope it finishes.
It's an added stressor that everybody in the state's playing with. We just hope everything goes well. We hope everything goes well for you at home as well. Yeah. Great win tonight for Lee County. They wanted to keep this going. Coming up on conference play, it opens next week with Union Pines, and then it gets really tough really fast.
Yeah.
So we'll see how next week goes. We'll be with you there. Game of the week on the NFHS Network.
Yes,
I'm Chris. That's Jerry. This has been, who's our sponsor tonight, Tim? First Bank is the post-game sponsor tonight. Thank you, First Bank, for everything you do for us. I will be on the air from Wilkinson Cadillac with the Zaxby's Coaches Show on Monday, where Coach Bordeaux and I will break down this game, talk a little bit about Union Pines. You can catch that at 7 o'clock on the NFHS Network or on YouTube or any social media platform. Just check it out. And if nothing else, message me on Facebook. I'll get you where you need to be to watch a replay of it. I'm Chris. That's Jerry. Peace. We're out.
First Bank presents the post-game show on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.